The Muslim world was in utter turmoil. Socio-economic conditions were dire, communities were divided. However, one scholar was determined to change it all. Welcome to the 5th episode of the series Before Salahuddin. In a chaotic Muslim world, Al-Ghazali's approach was to deeply study his society. His intellect stood unmatched. He didn't just study ideologies, he mastered them, yet mastery alone didn't satisfy him. Al-Ghazali sought certainty, a truth that could unite hearts and guide communities. To achieve this, he turned his critical eye toward the major intellectual movements of his time. For the Kalam theologians who defended Islam through logic and debate, Al-Ghazali saw a critical flaw. Their reliance on abstract arguments made religion feel distant and cold for the average Muslim, disconnected from daily worship and personal spirituality. While their efforts protected faith against heresies, their methods could win arguments but failed to transform lives. Next, he confronted the philosophers whose attempts to merge Greek thought with Islamic teachings created deep contradictions. In his landmark work, The Incoherence of the Philosophers, Al-Ghazali dismantled ideas he saw as heretical. He rejected their belief in the eternity of the world, arguing it contradicted the Quran's teaching that God created the universe at a specific point in time. He refuted their claim that God only knows universals, general concepts, and not particulars, specific events, which undermined Allah's omniscience, and he opposed how they downplayed or allegorized the concept of bodily resurrection, a central tenet of Islamic eschatology. Yet Al-Ghazali didn't reject philosophy outright. He appreciated the philosopher's emphasis on science, particularly in areas like logic, mathematics, and the natural sciences, because these disciplines were important for understanding the world. He also appreciated the rigor and systematic approach that the philosophers applied to these fields, which he saw as useful tools for sharpening the intellect and enhancing one's ability to engage with religious texts and theological arguments. Perhaps the most dangerous group Al-Ghazali confronted was the Batiniyya, a secretive sect centered around blind faith in an infallible imam. Rooted in esotericism, they claimed exclusive access to truth while sidelining reason and scripture. Worse, their methods terrorized society. They assassinated ministers, scholars, and rulers who opposed them, leaving a trail of fear and mistrust within the Muslim world. Finally, there were the Sufis, a group unlike any other. Sufism couldn't be analyzed from a distance. It required practice and experience. For Al-Ghazali, this meant radically upending his life, something he wasn't yet ready for. But he recognized that Sufism offered what no other group could, a transformative journey that united the intellect, heart, and soul in pursuit of certainty. He postponed the call to tread the Sufi path as much as he could, continuing to enjoy his comfortable life as an honored and prestigious scholar. From his autobiographical book, Al-Munqidh min al-Dalal, Deliverance from Error, Al-Ghazali confesses his motivations for starting his Sufi journey. In the morning, I would genuinely want to focus on the afterlife, but by evening, my desires and distractions would take over, making that intention weaker. For 6 months he remained in this state, torn between worldly desires and the call of the afterlife. Then something miraculous happened. Al-Ghazali describes this turning point. I constantly wavered between the pull of worldly desires and the call of the afterlife. Then the matter shifted from being a choice to becoming a compulsion. God sealed my tongue, preventing me from teaching publicly. This inability to teach brought deep sadness to my heart, and I lost my appetite. Food and drink became unappealing, and I could not even swallow broth or digest solid food. My strength weakened so much that the doctors gave up hope of curing me. They said this is something rooted in his heart, spreading through his body. It cannot be treated unless the anxiety in his heart is relieved. In an ironic twist, God took away the thing Al-Ghazali loved most, his ability to teach. This affliction forced him to confront his inner turmoil, and made it easier for him to take the leap he had been avoiding. He left his prestigious position and embarked on a transformative journey. For 10 years, Al-Ghazali wandered between Damascus, Jerusalem, and Mecca, dedicating himself to worship, introspection, and intellectual renewal. This period of seclusion produced one of the greatest works in Islamic history, Ihya Ulum al-Din, the revival of the religious sciences. a masterpiece that reconnected spirituality, practice, and theology. By the end of this journey, Al-Ghazali had found the certainty he had sought for so long. Reflecting on his experience, he declared, "I came to know with certainty that the Sufis are those who uniquely follow the way to God Most High. Their mode of life is the best of all, their way the most direct of ways, and their ethic the purest. Indeed, were one to combine the insight of the intellectuals, the wisdom of the wise, and the lore of scholars versed in the mysteries of revelation in order to change a single item of Sufi conduct and ethic, and to replace it with something better, no way to do so would be found." Yet even after embracing Sufism, Al-Ghazali remained critical of its misuse. He condemned those who used mystical claims to justify abandoning Sharia or sought spirituality for personal status rather than sincerity. Such behavior, he believed, harmed the Muslim community by promoting false spirituality and leading to disillusionment with authentic Sufi teachings. This is far from the end. In the next episode, we'll dive into Al-Ghazali's most profound realization, what he identified as the single greatest issue crippling the Muslim community. Through his own struggles and deep introspection, he uncovered a problem so pervasive that it had silently created all the other challenges facing the Muslim world. It is this revelation that would plant the seeds for the generation of Salahuddin. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, follow, and repost so others can join the journey as we uncover the ideas and events that shaped one of the most pivotal periods in Islamic history.